In the Siversk direction, Russians threw thousands of soldiers at a small village which was reduced to ruins in a massive battle spanning over 2 years. According to Euromaidan Press media outlet, the battle for Bilohorivka has become synonymous with the fruitless Russian efforts in many sectors of the front, trying to achieve the most minor territorial gains regardless of the cost. Recent reports indicate that Russian forces have sustained around 3,000 casualties in trying to take Bilohorivka in a period of just 10 months, including 1,543 killed, 1,455 wounded, and 15 captured. However, as fighting over Bilohorivka has been ongoing for over 2 years, the total number of Russian losses is undoubtedly much higher. These staggering losses reflect the intensity of the combat and the high price the Russians paid for mere positional gains over the past 2 years. The battle within Bilohorivka itself is unrelenting, as the continuous shelling has reduced buildings to rubble, depriving soldiers of cover and leading to increased casualties. According to Euromaidan Press, Ukrainians conduct day and night surveillance of the area, preventing Russian forces from establishing full control of the village. If we look at the topographic map, we can see that Ukrainians utilize their positions on the high ground to maintain fire control over Bilohorivka, threatening any Russian movement into the settlement. Looking back at the start of the battle, Ukrainian forces instead used the Terikon, a spoil heap from mining operations, to establish fire control over the area. This vantage point allowed defenders to repel Russian assaults effectively, inflicting heavy losses on both personnel and armored vehicles, with the Russians trying to overcome the obstacle and storm the high ground head-on, losing dozens of soldiers each time. However, as the war evolved and drones became more prevalent, the exposed positions atop the Terikon became vulnerable to FPV drones. The need for underground bunkers and fortified positions became apparent, but the loose soil composition rendered extensive tunneling impractical, diminishing the Terikon's tactical advantage. The defense of Bilohorivka has been primarily entrusted to the 81st Air Mobile Brigade and the 54th Mechanized Brigade. Both units hail from nearby regions. The 81st Brigade's headquarters is located in Kramatorsk, and the 54th Brigade originates from Bakhmut. Overall, the protracted battle for Bilohorivka has undergone significant evolution over the past 2 years, reflecting broader shifts in warfare tactics and technology. Despite relentless assaults and thousands of losses, Russian forces have been unable to secure control over the village. This enduring stalemate highlights the resilience and tactical ability of Ukrainian defenders, whose geographical knowledge and steadfast determination continue to thwart Russian advances, exacting a heavy toll on the enemy.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu arrived in Hungary's capital early Thursday to red carpet treatment despite a warrant for his arrest issued by the world's top war crimes court. According to Associated Press, Hungary's government, led by its populist Prime Minister and Netanyahu ally, Viktor Orbán, used the occasion of the Israeli leader's visit to announce it will begin the procedure of withdrawing from the International Criminal Court. Just as Netanyahu met with Orbán for a welcome with full military honors in Budapest's Castle district, Orbán's chief of staff, György Gulyás, wrote in a brief statement that the government will initiate the withdrawal procedure on Thursday, in accordance with the constitutional and international legal framework. At the welcoming ceremony kicking off Netanyahu's visit, only his second foreign trip since the ICC issued the warrant against him in November, he stood alongside Orbán as a military band played and processions of soldiers on horseback and carrying swords and bayonet rifles passed by. The two leaders were set to hold talks later on Thursday. Netanyahu will spend several days in Hungary before departing on Sunday. The ICC, based in The Hague, Netherlands, said when issuing its warrant there was reason to believe Netanyahu and former Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant used starvation as a method of warfare by restricting humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip, and intentionally targeted civilians in Israel's campaign against Hamas, charges that Israeli officials deny. Member countries of the ICC, such as Hungary, are required to arrest suspects facing a warrant if they set foot on their soil, but the court has no way to enforce that and relies on states to comply. After the ICC issued the warrant in November, Orbán accused the world's only permanent global tribunal for war crimes and genocide of interfering in an ongoing conflict for political purposes, saying the move undermined international law and escalated tensions. His invitation to Netanyahu was in open defiance of the court's ruling. Hungary joined the court in 2001 during Orbán's first term as prime minister.